Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the #1 source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter.
Hey, fine folks, this is Freedom Fighter, and today is Wednesday, November the 13th, 2024. This is Wiley's Wisdom Wealth Management Call, and I'm your host, Freedom Fighter. Folks, this call tonight is packed. I'm going to jump right into some quick announcements, and then we're going to get rocking and rolling because we have a lot of people, a lot of members with a lot of great information coming to you tonight from their experiences meeting with wealth managers at their bank appointments. All right. First, don't forget, Goldilocks QFS Dialogues Room is open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's where we are, myself, Wiley, not only sharing golden nuggets from Wiley every day and having fun, but that is the absolute room where we break down Goldilocks' articles that are brought forth by Goldilocks every day on the RV with all the real facts, no fiction, no foo-foo, receipts. Everything is there for you to see and vet for yourself. Then also, don't forget tomorrow, which is Thursday, the 14th, we have the Higher Learning Call with Anastasia and myself at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The topic is actually a surprise. You'll find out when you get there. But Anastasia is the one who introduced me to the RV back 12, 13 years ago. She is my spiritual angel, higher being, part human. Just amazing person. Then also, don't forget Dee's room, where Dee drops a ton of articles into her room every day related to the RV as well. And then the crypto finance room with Dave Big Dog. Also, anything related to cryptocurrency, that's the room. And then, of course, your daily podcast, Goldilocks Global Banking News, where literally, not figuratively speaking, literally thousands and thousands of people from around the world are tuning in, and hundreds of countries are subscribed to the channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Folks, tonight's call, there are several members that we're going to share. They're going to share their information with you. But just so that you know, some of you may not be aware that Wiley, actually, his experience and knowledge of wealth building, wealth strategies, not only came from his own personal participation, but Wiley had a start on his wealth journey because Wiley exchanged during the Kuwaiti RV. There's not too many people you can communicate with, know, that is still around, that participated or exchanged at any RV. But this gentleman, not only did he exchange during the Kuwaiti RV, but a lot of the knowledge and the information that he shares in the room that is for you to learn about managing and growing your wealth. He has the relationships and he's done this himself. So when he drops the nuggets into the room, I encourage you to take advantage of the information, read it, pull it to the side, go back over it. It will benefit you in more ways than you can imagine if you take advantage of it now to begin to learn it and apply it once you have your wealth, and also while you're communicating with the wealth managers and the people that Wiley is sharing with you with the questions. You're going to hear from folks tonight that have taken the questions from Wiley, and large in part, besides the fact that they've taken upon themselves to put forth the effort and execute, it's because a lot is because of the questions that they got from Wiley, and they shared it with their wealth managers and began to establish those relationships. Myself, with my background in the international banking world, I've been able to as well share a lot of that information going back to the old room. I say OOLE, not OLD, the old room, where I began to train people as well to establish the relationships. Also, I know Wiley he's so humble, he may not want me to say this, but you all may not realize that many of the terms, many of the things you hear in dinar land, when it comes to 800 numbers, when it comes to Reno and places that supposedly all these things are happening with the RV, Wiley was at the very beginning. Wiley was actually one of the very first people involved with building the dinar land community from truth. And then Wiley went away when the community sort of took a turn. But now there is a brighter light shining on the community, and we're glad that Wiley has returned. Now, like I said, you're going to hear from some folks tonight that have taken the training that we've given them, the questions that Wiley shared. And you're going to hear from folks that have established relationships directly with bankers. You're not going to hear from one member, not two, not three, not four, not five, but actually 6 members. I guess maybe one of them can be considered a couple. Not maybe, but there's a couple, Zach and Amber. So maybe you can call it 5 folks, but it's 6 individuals that you're going to hear from that were at different stages. They're at different stages of their establishing those relationships with these actual bankers. And these relationship folks with these wealth managers, these are not just people that they're going to sit and meet with at the bank and twiddle their toes under a desk. These are the individuals that are going to exchange their currencies. And not only exchange their currencies, but these are individuals that they have established relationships with, whereby they will be able to build their wealth from the currencies they have exchanged. You hear all the time in dinar land these rumors, and they actually tell you they're rumors about people meeting with banks and high-level sources, and the uncle's nephew's dog catcher met with somebody that talked to somebody at a bank. When you're going to be introduced to folks tonight, these are no rumors. These are the actual people, where those folks that you may have heard so-called bank stories once every 6-7 months, and you never hear from those people again because they didn't exist. These are individuals that you can come into the Goldilocks QFS dialogues room, and they will help you. They will share with you what they have done by following what Wiley and myself has been helping members in the room to learn, all capped off by the information that Goldilocks shares with us, and we package it all together and present it to any and every one of you. These actual people, and not only these members you're going to hear from tonight, but other members in the room who are on this journey will be more than willing to help you to establish relationships and achieve the success as well. We're going to hear from Lady Unique, who has a very unique story. Not only when she first went to, I believe it might have been her second meeting with her wealth manager, but then the fourth meeting on October the 22nd, she just so happened to take her currency with her. And the banker asked her if she had her currency, took her currency and authenticated it. And a meeting before that, they told Lady Unique that she was on their contact list for currency exchange. Tier 1 bank. Then you're going to hear from Peculiar Ram, who had her meeting today. Actually, Lady Unique had a meeting today as well. I think it might have been her fourth or fifth, actually her fifth meeting. Peculiar Ram had her first. Last week it was scheduled, but she had death in the family and she was sick. She had to reschedule for today. And oh man, she came into the room earlier talking about how amazing this meeting was. And when we share that information with you, you're going to be blown away as well. Then you're going to hear from PR. PR, just like Peculiar Ram is actually having lunch with her wealth manager, who's going to drive an hour and a half to meet with her. PR, who you're going to hear from, already had lunch with her wealth manager. And she has several private and other wealth managers and the wealth team that she's met with, whereby she has literally multiple sources with specialties to manage her wealth already in place. Then you're going to hear from Zach and Amber as well, who very, very early, they were told by the VP of a tier 1 bank that they heard from the higher ups that the RV, the dinar revaluation is happening. And after 20 years, that VP thought it was a scam, but told them, nope, we got word, it's happening. Then, and that was before they established the relationship with their wealth manager. That was maybe 3 months ago. But last week, Tuesday, they met with the wealth manager. Now they're moving to the next level of preparing themselves for their exchange and their wealth. Then you will, last but not least, the amazing, wonderful, beautiful brunette Grand, who has her team in place. She actually works in a bank, works for a bank. Folks, grab your pen, your piece of paper, have a seat, sit back, relax, enjoy what you're about to hear from these wonderful people with Wiley and myself. You ready to go, Wiley? I don't see you. There you go. You can unmute, my good man.
Hey, I'm ready to cook when you are.
All right, let's rock and roll.
Real quick,
Go.
if I can, on the Quiddy RV thing, that was a little different because the currency actually flipped. It was demonetized, got rid of, and a new currency came in. So it's a bit different than what we're doing here. But I want people to know that it wasn't a true RV like we're looking at some of the stuff here, just if I could clarify.
Excellent.
Also, you did a great job. And you know me a little bit, so I want to put this out there. And I normally don't talk about this kind of stuff personally. You've seen the receipts of what I can do and where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell the audience. I
Absolutely.
don't tell them where I'm at, but you know
No,
that.
no,
I've
no.
showed you.
Yes.
If they stick to this plan, could they not be at the level I'm at, which is just shy of the level of people that I've talked about on my previous calls that I rub
Oh,
elbows
absolutely.
with?
Oh, yeah, yes, yes, yes. 1,000%. And like you said, I've seen the receipts and have had communication with those individuals in those high places that are responsible for growing wealth beyond the average person. As a matter of fact, these individuals that you are connected to, that you folks you will not see or hear from in the street, on social media. They don't advertise. They don't promote. These are the folks that are of real wealth that operate in secrecy. And because of relationships, because of the relationship that Wiley has with these individuals, that is why they only will communicate with individuals like myself or someone that's not directly connected to them because of their relationship with Wiley. I can liken it to, and this is actually what it is, an invitation only type of relationship. And Wiley, I absolutely have seen the receipts with
And
Wiley.
I just say that because I want to encourage people that you can be where I am. And further, if you just go build this relationship, wealth management is about relationships, growing them, growing out of them, growing into bigger relationships with the same people as they move through their career. You'd be
Mm-hmm.
surprised. These people all are connected. They're all in that same
Absolutely.
world. They talk the same language. You want to learn this language and move with them. You will be surprised. That's why we're trying to help so many here. I'm so excited about the people that we have on this call. We have our original OGs, PR and Brunette, that started this call, that started
Mm-hmm.
this kind of dialogue for everybody. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy for the folks we have coming up here just real quick
Mm-hmm.
and what they've done and where they're at. And mind you, they were scared to get out of the shadow and go do this and nervous and drug it
Mm-hmm.
out
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
outside of being sick and a few deaths in the family. But
Mm-hmm.
they mustered up that courage and they went and did it, and look where they are. And that's all it took, was getting out of that comfort zone, being uncomfortable, as you say, comfortable, being uncomfortable,
Being uncomfortable.
go
Yeah.
and doing this and getting over those butterflies and realize these people want to help you. That's
Mm-hmm.
what they're paid to do. And they work for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what that reminds me of, as far as to sort of as far as receipt and confirmation, Wiley, you've mentioned on several of these calls that when people establish a relationship and they begin to build their wealth, or the wealth manager and the wealth advisory helps in building their wealth, that they will outgrow the wealth manager. You've mentioned that several times.
Yeah.
And then last week, and when Zach and Amber come on, they'll share it with you all. That's exactly what the wealth manager told Zach and Amber, is that they will outgrow him, the wealth manager. That's exactly what Wiley shared with us. And that's because of Wiley's experience, folks. Oftentimes, more oftentimes than not, when something is given for free and it's so accessible and readily available, people may not appreciate it. Folks, do not allow the accessible information and free information that Wiley is sharing to have you in a situation where you don't appreciate it. Because once it's gone, once the exchange, once the RV happens, this room will be closed. you won't have access to it anymore. Take advantage of it while it's here and while Wiley is sharing it. All right. Anything else you want to add, Wiley, before we get to PR?
No, I don't remember who it was. I don't remember if it was Lady Unique or String Bean, maybe, or
Mm-hmm.
but they came to me and they said, "Hey, do I need to put together a profile on myself?" And I want to say I think it was Lady Unique,
Mm-hmm.
And I said no, but I said you should know what your goals are. It should be like an elevator speech when you talk to these folks. Know succinctly what
Mm-hmm.
you want and where you want to go, and be the captain of that, and they will guide you and they will advise you the
Mm-hmm.
best directions to course the ship. But you
Mm-hmm.
have to be that captain to drive it, and you are the one to say yes or no. They work
Mm-hmm.
for you. Build the relationship, grow it, but listen. Don't just think you know best, because these are the people that will work with you to make your wealth and grow your wealth beyond your wildest dreams.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, but let's get on to our next ones. We got a few to go through tonight.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I saw
Zach
PR.
Amber, or do you want to jump PR and Brunette Grant?
Yeah, we'll do PR, then Zach and Amber. So they're going to anchor right before
Brunette.
Brunette Grant. Yeah, because I know she had to come on late for her. PR, if you can unmute, because PR has.
Hello, everyone. Good
There
evening.
you go. Good evening, young lady.
How is everyone doing?
We're doing great.
Going great. How are you?
I am wonderful. I'm
All right.
hearing Lady Unique story, and I don't know how I'm going to top that one. It's really
Oh,
amazing.
please! You're the OG that started this call. You and
Yes,
you and your cohort there, Brunette Grant.
amazing story. Honestly, both of them were phenomenal. So, where do you want me to start? And
Well, if you
where?
can, just for the folks that are out there, you were the first, and God, how long ago was it? 6, 8 weeks ago we did them
Mm-hmm.
Freedom. I
Mm-hmm.
don't remember.
Yeah, it's about that. Yeah, about 2
And
months
I
ago.
know you
Yeah.
don't make it to the room as much as you used to, because I know you're still running and everything else doing
I am.
your
I
thing.
am.
If
I
you
cannot
would,
wait until we jackpot on that one, and then I'd stop running. And I'm literally spending
yeah,
a lot of time for my work in the car.
Mhm.
So it's kind of difficult to interact when you catch, 40 taxes down. So that's why you're not seeing me as often. But I read
all
everything
right.
at the end of the day and so forth.
We know
Mhm.
where to find you, but you
Oh,
ain't going
you
far from us,
do.
because you set
Yeah,
the standard.
I see her sneaking in the middle of the night. I see her sneaking in
Oh
all the
my
time.
God,
Every
you
night she
do.
sneaks in. Yeah.
I, I love
You,
I love you, because when you started this, you haven't stopped. You're
Mm-mm.
still
yes.
going. If you would, just kind of give the audience just kind of where you're at today. Kind of tell us where you're at today, because I know you've interviewed a lot of people. I mean,
Mhm.
I think right out of the gate, she went to Deloitte. Who'd
No,
she go to?
I have a couple of more on my list.
See, that's what
Mhm.
I mean. She's out
And
there
I've seen it.
interviewing all the big guns.
I've seen the list, and my lord, it's. Oh, in fact, you know what? Let me look. I'm gonna look right now. Hold on. Let me see. Let's see. One, two, three, four,
And I have a
five,
fifth one,
six.
actually.
No, oh, yeah, almost 7, 8. It's literally 9.
Well, they ask you, PR. You've talked to so many of these folks now, and you're pro at this point
And
by now.
3 of them went the same. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What have you found by doing your due diligence across the board of different wealth managements, both big and small?
So most of them are really accessible. They are not so, we have the fear of being in front of them, but actually, if you are an educated person in front of them and you do ask the right questions, they actually willing to answer them and to work with us. The only
Mhm.
difference so far that I do not share with, for example, Lady Unique is I did not speak about foreign currencies yet. But I'm
Yes.
wondering if they don't know about it because they see probably what I do on my bank account. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, Freedom. Can you confirm? And they probably see me checking onto the screen about, the global
Well,
currencies and so
yeah,
forth.
because in part of your very, very first few meetings, um, like you just mentioned, they allowed you to look at the screen on foreign currencies, I believe, right?
She was amazing. That this woman banker, I asked her a question. So, how are you guys prepared, right? Not about this new digital revolution. And she said, "Oh, don't ask me about it." And she was like, "I said, what about foreign currencies?" And as I was saying that, they had
Mm-hmm.
actually in her room, she's the VP of the bank. There was actually an advertising for that bank. It's a tier one bank
Mm-hmm.
showing that there was 150 currencies, in the background. So they're literally
That tells you
advertising
everything right there.
right there. So when
Tells you right there.
so I was speaking with her and I see that and I say, what is this about? So, not, how she says, I have no idea. Let me look it up. So
Mm-hmm.
she goes on her computer and she shared her computer with me. And this is what the light bulb,
Mm-hmm.
boom, with that bank. That was originally my bank, the bank that I was banking the most with. That was not the one, that I went and opened up my account, which I believe is a better one. But that was the first hint about the foreign currencies. And
Mm-hmm.
then I went on to a third one, which I was banking with in the past, and forget about it. Like they are all over the foreign
Mm-hmm.
currencies that I think, Freedom, I shared with you
Mm-hmm.
some screenshots, which are
Mm-hmm.
mind-boggling. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's right there. So
Mm-hmm.
now that we know, all of us that are in the room that are sharing these calls on a weekly basis, now that we know, it's up to us to do the work and to do the
Mm-hmm.
research, and it's light bulbs everywhere and you connect the dots.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go back to those appointments and you ask the questions, I'd still try not to speak about dinar or dong, because
Mm-hmm.
I know that bankers usually don't want to hear about that yet. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
pushing the question saying, what are you doing with the digital evolution? And, after my second
Mm-hmm.
appointment with that big bang, he says, well,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not supposed to share my screen with you. And boom, he's giving
Oh,
me,
can I
he's
can I
giving me the
interject?
list. Yes, of
I want to
course.
interject. This is very what you just said, beloved. And
Huge.
Wiley, watch this, and everyone, listen to this. If you all just heard what PR shared with you about she saw the advertisement for 150 currencies at this particular bank,
Yep.
and also the lady shared her screen.
Yes.
Watch this. That bank, that bank is the same bank, and I only know this, and Wiley knows this. Wiley and I know this. It's the same bank for Lady Unique.
100%. And bingo, right there. We know that, they authenticated mine, through Lady Unique, because now I know, which is
Mm-hmm.
unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
It's extraordinary.
Mm-hmm.
So, and something really interesting is the banker, this woman who is in a high level position. She's not the wealth manager with whom I'm dealing with now, because
Mm-hmm.
now they introduced me. They did not introduce me. Actually, the vice president of the wealth management of that bank, which what bank we are talking now about, reached out to me 2 hours after I left the bank, and
Mm-hmm.
and he's the one who came from like 45 minutes from where I am to meet me. Yes, for lunch. But that was never. I'm sorry, guys. Don't be
Peculiar
dramatic.
Ram, you're not the only one getting lunch around here. PR was the first getting lunch and wine and dine,
But anyway, the second one,
caviar and wine and garlic bread.
the second one, actually two different banks. Super nice wealth manager. Like, on top of that, he's a veteran. So how good is that? So very good
Awesome.
connection
Hmm.
with this gentleman.
Hmm.
So that bank, I saw it with my own eyes. And then, of course, I play when I don't sleep, with the less hours I have not sleeping, and going to how they function. And you can see it's right there. I mean, it's there. I don't know how many people know about it, because even this woman at the bank had no clue about it, which is crazy,
You
but
better
it's
be
true.
careful. They'll be hiring you like they're trying to do Lady Unique.
Right.
She actually asked me. I was like, "Don't ask me. I'm not interested." She was laughing.
Oh,
She was laughing.
you know what that tells me?
Oh,
No, I didn't know that, PR. That tells me this specific bank, Wiley, is really making a push. They know that they have competition with other tier one banks, and they're really trying to lock in members who have foreign currency. People that have foreign currency.
100%.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Because since that, those two banks, the first one that I spoke to you about without naming them, are
Hmm.
constantly in communication. So I don't,
Hmm.
they are like today I got another call, when are we continue to talk about your business.
Hmm.
So let me finish with that bank that Lady Unique has mentioned. So
Hmm.
you know what bank I'm referring to. So the
Hmm. Hmm.
wealth manager, on the people who take care of the wealth, on not naming the same name because I have
Hmm.
another part of the bank.
Hmm.
So when I ask him questions, so I met him twice, yes. So when I ask him the question about how do you reassure your customers that have over 250K per bank account, I mean, like,
Getting into
look,
my question, aren't you? Go ahead.
yeah. So he was like, do not worry. Like, it's in a second. And before I finished, I had already something he was sending me on email. Just fill out the account. He says, you don't need to have four people, easy, go up to 1 mil, without having to have actually four people. They don't even need to know they are the beneficiary on the bank account, but you'll be at least, insured for 1 million. And then we go up and up and up.
Mhm.
So it's, I mean, they know. And so all the things that you're sharing with us, Wiley, it's obviously it's very valuable information, but it's confirmed. And it it
Hmm.
it took that banker like literally 2 minutes to send me an email as I was asking him the question on the phone.
Yeah, and outside of the money per se, you deposit it in your account and everything. I want people to be cognizant of what's being managed in your personal account, because not everything's going to be, assets under management being by your wealth advisory team, and that money is
Correct.
protected there. It's everything else. It's what are you doing with the returns on the investment? What are you doing with anything over and above that? Are you protecting it? Are you sure it's protected? Have you visited with them on that? These are things that you're all going to want to get into as you keep going down and you keep having these conversations. All very important things to ask.
Very, very important question. And they're very willing to answer our
Hmm.
questions. And I mean, the returns I saw on that first bank that we spoke about is kind of difficult not to mention the name, but the first one where I opened up my account following your advices, Freedom, the return on that digital evolution strategy for I mean it's mind-boggling. It's just like it's
Hmm.
what 66% for
Mm.
last year.
Wow, nice.
Mm. Hmm.
And he says, don't get too excited. We're not sure we can do that every year. Because I told
I'm
him, do
sorry, I'm
not
laughing because it's true. They don't know.
they don't know. Because I told him, do not show me any project that is not sexy. I'm not interested about corporate bank.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not interested. So he knew right
Only
away.
sh-
So,
only show you Denzel and Tom Cruise type stuff, right?
Yeah.
exactly. So
No,
those were
PR
not,
told me sitting on a beach is too slow for her, but a Ferrari is her all day long.
yeah.
All right. Okay.
This is my passion.
Yeah.
Correct. It's true. It's true, true, true. So it's all amazing news, and everything is getting connected. And that third bank that I told you about, Freedom, and I shared as well
hmm
screenshots, is
hmm
unbelievable. I mean, I received again emails today, with an invitation to meet with the wealth manager, you know, a little bit more south of where I am, because I
hmm
don't have branches here, but they offered for
hmm
someone to come to see me as well. So the
hmm
one from Lady E bank, the same bank, was north. This one is more south. So you can see that they're all fighting to have our business.
hmm
No doubt about it.
hmm
I have no doubt.
This is for Freedom more so than UPR. This is you and I have been doing this for a bit. We talk to other people outside of those willing to come on the call. Have you once heard about this bank that everybody calls and says things about once at one time of anybody we spoke to yet? I think you know what I'm alluding to, right? The so-called.
Yeah. This one particular bank.
Yeah, the one bank that everybody says is the bank that's going to be doing this for everybody when you call your 800 number. And this is the only bank, and they are the so-called redemption center that they call a redemption center.
Not once, not once. Hasn't even come up
That
from
bank is
any
nowhere. I've not heard
nowhere.
that bank one time.
None of the members. Nope. That bank, out of all the people with all of the wealth
All the
management
stories we've
meetings,
heard.
all the story, no, not once.
Not once, yeah.
That one particular bank that's supposed to be the end all be all and so called high level
It's the one in
relationships
Reno. It's the
and
one
rent. Yep.
here. It's yeah. That's yes. I don't want
None.
to name names, but you know what I'm
No.
saying. Not
Yep.
one time has that
Mm-mm.
tier one bank
Mm-mm.
been mentioned by anybody.
No.
Okay,
It's crazy. Yeah.
isn't it?
It
But yet all
is.
these other banks are starting to talk. I mean, PR's getting information out of them. Matter of fact, she's educating them a little bit. They're having to go look things up.
Yes.
Exactly. And you know what's amazing is where we have like PR in Florida. You have Lady Unique in Illinois.
Chicago.
And same bank, similar experience.
Yes, similar
It just
stories.
Similar
it
stories.
just it tells us everything, correct? I mean,
It tells me that corporate is well aware. They're getting their ducks in a row. They're pushing this down to presidents and vice presidents of the various different branches. They're all being put on. They've had calls. They've had training. I mean, our own Brunette Grant has trained on foreign currency window exchanges.
oh, I forgot
And
to
she's
tell you why.
at a small bank,
Yeah, I forgot to tell you that the wealth manager of Lady Unique Bank told me that they are training intensively, like hundreds of their employees just within where I live. Like literally everyone is being trained.
Do they know or do they know?
Mm-hmm.
And here's
So
what we will never say, okay? These banks know the timings.
Mm-hmm.
They're aware.
Yeah.
Oh, they have to know the time, and you can see the bank, you can see how they shape up to be
Well, you're not right.
the new
PR like
cubicles, the everything. If you pay attention, you can see it's all changing.
And outside of that, they wouldn't be training hundreds of employees on this new policy or procedure if it wasn't right leading up to.
I totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
I totally agree. I got a message today from one of the 3 banks, saying that, let me see the date, I noted it, that they're going to be down for 24 hours, to update the system to serve better the customers. So this is coming, let me see, I took my notes, November 16th, starting 11
For an
p.m.
upgrade.
to the
Okay.
17 until 7 a.m. So they say, do not worry, we're just updating our system just to take care better for customers.
I like that. I like that. Freedom Fighter PR is like, hey, let me check one of my banks I talked to. I talked to
Right.
let me find out who it was I talked to again.
So it's just so this, and today my last call was to reach out someone that I knew. I knew from the past, and this is different than the tier 1 banks. And Freedom, I sent you the little text he sent me today. I reached out and say, hey, how are you? And immediately answered, and you saw the text I sent you. So this is a big private wealth management.
Yeah.
And I won't name the name, but you know how big they are. So
Oh yeah, absolutely.
that would be interesting to see what he has to say about any of that.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
You know what I really love about UPR is I know that the businesswoman you are and what you've done in your past, and I love that you are still out there driving and wanting to know and searching, because you're going to make sure that the best place you go is the best place for you. And you are talking to everybody and anybody, and you got your due diligence in your back pocket. You don't even need my questions. You don't need nothing. It's just you're just going to pick up the phone and make a call.
I do, because even with my experience, I think I already said to all of you, it's almost revenge time, because a lot of things that, by my fault, I take full responsibility. Things happened that now I know that I have to give full attention to the finances, because if you don't, you will lose everything. It's so important that you put an emphasis on that for everyone out there.
And that's why we put teams around ourselves that are working for us, that we can ask these questions of. As we see things, we can immediately make a phone call and somebody's on it.
Yes, but we also have to stay on the top of our team. We cannot we have to stay on the top of the thing that we earn, and the thing, otherwise it can all go away. So you're doing an
that's why you will
amazing.
hear me preach that you are the CEO of your life. Hire and fire accordingly, because you will do it.
We have to.
I've let people go because they just were not performers. It was not personal. It was business.
We just have to, Riley. We
And I
have
think
to.
Freedom said, don't get emotional about this. This isn't the emotional time. This is put your business cap on. Walk in there and conduct business. If you're going to get emotional, do that in the car afterwards.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't let them see your weakness. You want to go into the best version of you.
Well, we have to, because no one is going to cry for us when we fail. So we have to take care of, if someone has to go, they just have to go.
What was it? String Bean had her meeting, was so elated, so excited, because everything that we'd shown her, told her to say and everything. She goes back to her car. She was so elated. She broke down in tears, just having a good little moment for herself to I can't believe how easy that was. I put it off, and I'm so elated because I now have my plan.
I'm so happy when I hear these stories, honestly, and these were tears of joy, and nothing better to make at least my day than to hear these beautiful stories that you all of you bring together for us. Thank you.
Yeah, they're amazing. You're amazing, PR. Thank you. I love what you bring to the table. I just love how you just dove in and took off, and you're still searching, still asking questions. We learn as much from you all going and asking this stuff. We've done this. We've been on that end. You know what I mean? I've already done all the due diligence. I mean, my team's built. I mean, my team works at a whole other level, and they look at me crazy. The ideas I bring to them, you got to spend money on. But,
Hey, well, yeah, I want to be on your team. That's all I have to say. Because again, I mean, you're the master with
That's
I'm
right.
learning so much
but
from
here's the
you.
thing. I was in all of your shoes. I really was. And it really wasn't more than a decade ago. I was still working a job, watching my wealth grow. And trust me, I mean, I'd take a lunch break and I'd be calling my wealth advisor. Hey, what are we doing? How are we doing? You know, I wasn't on him every day, but I'd see things happen. And I said, hey, I learned about this. What can we do on that? He goes, you're not there yet. I want to be there. He goes, well, hold on. You gotta crawl before you can walk. And that's what we're trying to teach you all.
And you're doing a great job. I mean, you're doing an amazing job. So I learn every day. That's why I love this room. I love just being there, and I always stay on the top of it because it's just phenomenal informations, and we can use them and go and ask these questions. I'll do it a bit differently. We all have to do it our style. We are all different personalities, but at the end, we use what you are teaching us, to get the information we need to get there on the other side to the finish line. So
And just grow and grow and don't grow your money, grow your knowledge, grow that
yes,
experience of what else is out there that's available for you. Because
yes,
that's what you're doing here, man. You get to
it's
that
an
offshore
addiction
world.
because
Yeah, you
when
get
you
to the offshore
know,
world, it's a whole nother ball game. And the things you can do globally will astound you. The world that opens up.
it's wonderful, and what's wonderful is what's one that is over with the things that we all have all in projects in our mind, how we want, to use it to good deeds. That's even
And
more
that's the thing.
beautiful.
You can make this
Yes.
wealth for yourself, and you can have your money working while that's gaining capital or the interest. You can formulate your plan and put a good plan together and move forward with the interest from that, and just start slowly, build your plan out, do your project. Your money's always going to be back there working because you took the time and effort and due diligence to set it up right the first time and build your team to help guide you as you grow the business or 501c3 or whatever it is you're doing for that project.
Yeah. Yes, and these are very valid advice, especially for me because I certainly didn't do it right the first time around because I trusted too many people because I was doing so much on my end, and
Yeah.
sometimes again, this is a big mistake. So I'm listening to you, and I'm definitely will not do the same mistake again, which is what life is all about. You live and learn, but if you repeat the same mistakes over and over, then it's it's our fault. We have to own our mistakes after a
And I think
while.
that's the hard part, PR, for most people is it's like, oh my God, I'd like to say I'm good with money, but I'm not. And now I'm going to a wealth manager and he's just going to tell me, oh, you're terrible with money. I can't help you. That isn't what they're there for. They're not to tell you how bad your expenditures are, how bad you've managed your checkbook. That's not what they do.
No.
They sit you down and say, let's see how we can help you. Let's see how we can change this direction. Let's see how we can do something different and bring a positive to it.
Yes, they certainly do that. I mean, and you can see as well that the banking system has changed with all the regulations, and
Oh, absolutely, yes.
and the bankers, both of them, both of them with whom I spoke at length, as you know by now, with multiple meetings, say they're not even allowed to have a piece of paper on the desk. That was like shocking. I mean,
Yeah,
they
that's a
have
new one
to.
for me.
For the
I
privacy, yeah.
I am telling you. I mean, I was shocked when he told me that. When was it last week? And I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "We are not allowed. I'm not allowed to take note as I'm speaking with you. We are. It's so regulated, which that was a first for me as well."
That's the what that reminds me of is the article that Goldilocks put out to posted today that will be on the podcast tomorrow. Is about the new laws, that privacy laws in the
Yep.
banking system that go into effect next month in December. And it's all coming down from the Department of Treasury, where all the banks are under. Come down from the Department of Treasury, the IRS, the FDIC, the
Yes.
National Credit Union Association, the
Mhm.
SEC, which is the Securities and Exchange Commission. So these privacy laws and regulations are coming live and effective next month.
In
And
December. So when I read this
mhm,
article this morning, of course, boom. I
mhm,
connected it that. I said, here we go, the privacy, which
mhm,
no, you guys do an amazing job. Goldilocks
mhm,
rock. I mean, it's just
mhm,
like unbelievable information.
mhm.
So I will continue my work on a daily basis because I'm passionate about it, and
So next week you'll have 20 more banks lined up. We know.
no,
Hmm.
actually I have
Couple more
one, but
lunches, new
Right.
job offers.
I would not. I need to take a break from these banks for now, but I have two in mind. So I'm going to. I'll get back to you about if I hear anything
Yeah.
more interesting. But
I
already,
love that you're passionate about it.
I
That's
Yeah.
love it.
that's a lot of
But
it.
yes,
Hmm.
tons of passion about it for sure.
Hmm. Hmm.
But what I saw so far, sharing these two stories about what I saw with my own eyes on the bank platform themselves. It's
Yeah.
I did not invent that. Lady Unique did not invent that. It's true.
Yeah.
I validate it. It's true
Hmm.
because I see it. I
Hmm.
saw it and I'm playing with it my own
Hmm.
self. I bought a little bit, moved, from one currency to another. I mean, and it's the platform are very well done.
Hmm.
So exciting times for
Exciting
sure.
time. Yes, indeed.
Let
Well,
me
Thank
share
my
a
you.
quick
dear,
story. We'll switch
Hmm.
over. PR, thank you for coming on this evening.
Thank you,
Thank you.
PR. Appreciate you,
m-
superstar.
my pleasure. Anytime, anytime. Have a wonderful evening to be
You too.
continued,
Yes.
guys.
Yes, indeed.
Bye bye.
Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the number one source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter.